Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jennifer. If you're new here, welcome. I want to today show you the curriculum that I have used for my 5-year-old this year for kindergarten. I'm excited to share it because it has been one of the best years of homeschool that I can remember. And this curriculum is so full and so rich, so get ready because this probably will be a long, chatty, show everything I can type of video. So here we go. I chose, after much deliberation, the Focus on Fives by BJUPress, and it is so good. It's so full of stuff and it's so rich. Wait till I show you. There's so much out there, you know. If you watch my introduction video, I have homeschooled for many years, and I've raised 3 children all the way through, and homeschooled them all the way through high school, and now I'm starting all over again. I won't put you through the whole introduction thing again, but I had to make decisions again for kindergarten, and I thought I was all done. There's so much more out there now for homeschoolers than there was, 20 years ago when I started. So I could not decide. I had it narrowed down to several, and there's several really good ones. And finally I said, this new stuff is wonderful, but I don't know if I can trust it yet. And some of it is brand news. And I'm sure there's a lot of really nice stuff out there, and it can be very overwhelming. So anyways, I went with my gut and went back to the tried and true, and I was not disappointed. This is Focus on Fives, BJUPress, and so this is one of the teacher's editions that I'm showing you here. And this comes as part of the kit. There are a whopping 6 of these, and I'll get to that in a minute. This is only one of them. There are visuals that come with it. So this is a flip chart. This one will go into your heritage studies, which is Bob Jones University Press's way of saying social studies or history. They call it heritage studies. So it introduces different families that are characters throughout. There's listening stories and whatnot that the children need to listen to for comprehension and things, and these characters are part of that. There's good diversity in that, which I like to see. My daughter is mixed race, so that works for us very well. I'm glad that they did that. There is some language arts in here as well. This is just a little bit of a grammar introduction, and then there's some of your heritage studies that you study. This is studying the Postal Service. It doesn't delve deeply into the subjects. It touches on them. It's an introduction because we're actually only 5 years old at this point, aren't we? So also Bible is included in this. And one thing I do want to say is that if you're a secular homeschooler, just be aware that this curriculum is very heavily Christian, unapologetically Christian, and they do take up Christian worldview. That was actually the very first visual here, showed you your Christian worldview subjects that you're going to take up, and it is included throughout. Bible concepts are included throughout. This chart, again, is what I'm showing you, the science, different subjects for science and heritage studies and different parts of the country too. So you've got the water cycle there, and I'm just trying to flip through right now. Oh, here's one we did. We started doing the seasons, my daughter and I, recently. So we've been studying the different seasons. Why the seasons change was the tilt of the earth on that one. And soon we will be studying the United States and different regions in the United States. So that is the flip chart that comes with it. Also included are these charts for every letter of the alphabet. And these come, you sing a little song to introduce the sounds of the letter. So it would go, hear the A sounds in these A words, A in apple and an ant, in antlers and in backpack. All of these words have an a. So it's fun. My little girl loved singing those. There's several different ways to sing depending on the sound you're introducing. In that same packet, there are charts introducing the special characters. So this is Miss Long. In this lesson, we just did this. This is Miss Long Stands Alone, how there can be a long sound at the end of some words. And there was also, there's also different characters that are just fun that go along with the curriculum. And they're carried throughout the whole thing. So this is Dottie, the ladybug. Here she's introducing all the vowels. Here's Miss Long and Miss Silent again, and they go together. They're the friends that are together, but she's silent, and Miss Long says her name. She's the long sound. And then we have Miss Long and Marker E. He's the dog, and he doesn't bark. He's quiet, but he does make her say her name. So those are different characters that come along with that, and those little charts are included in this big packet of all the letter sounds and whatnot. In the set that I got, I also got these. These come with that set. These are the classroom size wall charts, okay, that you would put up for handwriting and things like that. Bob Jones University Press uses a precursive font, so that's what they call it, precursive. I would say much like the Danielian way of writing, so a slant, so that transitioning to cursive is easier. At least that's the philosophy for that. So that's what that teaches, and we have enjoyed learning that as well. So there's that. Let me just show you in the teacher's books how they're set up. The first part will give you either a review here to just get the little brain started. These books are laid out so carefully, so don't let the fact that this is traditional scare you off, because you don't have to be like a teacher with a degree to understand this. This lesson plan is scripted, so it's easy to follow. It's very well laid out. It tells you what you need to get out. It tells you your science, what you're going to study for that day. The resources you need to get out and materials are listed here. And then here, you just follow along. It even tells you what to say when, and gives you the right answers that you should expect from your child, or that you should try to get out of them if that's the case. So this lesson was a lesson that I just did today with my little girl, lesson 129. We've been talking about the seasons, so we were talking about seasonal clothing, what to wear. And included on the teacher's book is also the work text page, a picture of it, so that you can be able to know exactly what is expected on there. Okay, so we were talking about the seasons. The little bit of science is right here to do. And then there's also a little composition idea. So throughout several different lessons per week, there are a composition idea. So the child would narrate to you on the subject that is posed, and then you would help them write, or you would write for them what they narrated to you, and then they can draw a picture to go with it. So that was today. We had a little bit of science, we had the composition, and then the work text page just was a fun, cut these out and put them on the right little guy for spring and winter, the difference between those. Then it goes right down into phonics. Again, it's listed everything that you need to get out, the words that to say. That was listening, so training the ear for the phonics sounds is here, and it shows you how to do that. Then turning the page, and we're just going from one thing to the next. The lessons do not have to be long. We probably take 30 minutes to get the full thing done, but remember what all is included. A lot is included, not just phonics. So here it's teaching more word families on there, and you can see that. We are also learning color words, so that's what's included in the flip charts. It tells you what flashcards to get out, so that comes with the kit too, by the way. The words that she's going to need to learn to read today. That is reviewing the review that you need to do today, and the high frequency words. They call them service words. We call them splash words because the character that we teach those high frequencies, they're like sight words, okay? Those sight words too. He is a little frog and he hops on the lily pads. The words are written on the lily pads, and so then when he gets them all right, he splashes into the water. So it's very cute, and Gracie calls those her splash words. They are just like sight words that she needs to have memorized. And we've also called them rule breakers. Then we go down into handwriting. It's showing you the things that you need to say to introduce the strokes needed to teach that. This is a mini book. The mini books come in the work text. You tear it out, you cut them, and fold them. There's just, the title page and then 3 pages to read. Super easy. Let me show you those. Those look like this when you finish. And so this one was last week that we did. Hide, little bunny rabbit. And see, we're just reading what was introduced in the lesson that day is going to be in these mini readers. So your child is not going to come look at these readers and see words that they've never seen before. These go right along with whatever you just taught. And I really like that about this program. Many, many readers that you buy in the mainstream, okay, are going to have things in them that the kid has never seen. So they're going to struggle with them and get frustrated. But this introduces your phonics little by little. Here's an earlier one. Okay. So she would have learned the sight word the by the time that, and the short vowels sounds of you by this time, and be able to read that. Okay. So this is an earlier one. It's gentle in that it builds little by little, and it's very steady. The progression is very steady, and I really like that about this phonics program. Many times you'll find gaps and expectations of the children that they have never learned. So stuff has not been introduced, and they're expected to know it because that's the level they're supposed to be on. Well, this one goes right along, like I said, so I really appreciate that about them. Then this shows you, what you should expect from the work page that after that little bit of reading. You can expect 2 pages of work text. It's front and back, 2 pages front and back, and a mini reader. These mini readers go, you introduce it one day. So one day they would be doing all the sounding out and we would talk about it and whatnot. And then the next day you would read it again, and they feel big success that way. Let's see, what else did I want to show? At the end of every lesson is this extended activities page. And you know how you go like on Pinterest and you run off to Instagram and try to get these different things because you want to extend the learning, or you need something to keep them busy while you work with another child or something. I don't know. You just want more. And so Bob Jones University Press has added it right in here. You don't have to go looking. It's right in here. This looks like poetry. Note language arts sentence roundup. So sentences and how to write the sentences with periods at the end with exclamation points and whatnot. By this time, they have learned that. There's songs to sing that go along with what they're learning. This one says God's 4 Seasons. That's one that's included in this. And then they can also sing The Penguin and To the Tune of I'm a Little Teapot, and that has the verse there for you. These arts and crafts are included. This is an extra set of handwriting that comes with the kit, at least the kit that I bought. And so if they need some extra work on their handwriting or something like that, or you just need something like that, that's included. Story and rhyme time is here. This is suggested books, a suggested book list to go along with whatever theme you're doing. Even if you wanted to do a show and tell or a narration time there's learning centers. Learning centers are included, and motor skills. So games and things for motor skills. This page is at the end of every lesson. And so it's amazing how much is included in here. You will find a lot of these extras in the back. There's an appendix in the back of each teacher's book. And so there's all different things, mother and baby animal cards. I don't know, it would have been for a game or a learning center or something like that. So that is all included. And here is a picture. I was talking earlier, I wanted to include this. This is included too. You just make copies of it. And this is the narration page, the composition or creative writing, whatever you want to call it. They could draw what they want according to whatever theme you were talking about that day and narrate to you what they want you to write there. And if by this time they're trying to write their own, sure, they could try to write their own. My little girl isn't to the point of trying to write her own, except she might want to spell 1 or 2 words. So I go ahead and let her, and then she narrates and I write it down for her. So that is all included in these books. And they're so easy to follow. Everything in these books, so easy to follow. It's scripted and you just go right down through. When you get to the 6th book, okay, I said there were 6. There are, but don't get freaked out. I just came off, when I made this decision, I came off looking at another curriculum where you just have 1 or 2 little books and it has everything in it and everything. But when I looked closer, you still have to go and get all this other stuff to go with it. And so I'm glad it's all included in here, and that's why. And stuff just lived on my shelf, until I needed it, and then I pulled it. And it ended up being fine. I was a little intimidated by so much, but you just go lesson by lesson by lesson. It's so easy and well laid out. This last book I wanted to show you, this much of it is the end of your school year. So it goes to 160 lessons. And then these lessons in the back of number 6 are review lessons. That's what they're called. But actually, so everything included, all the language arts and things that included are probably gentle, easy phonics that you've done but so that you can use them at any time of the year. And here's why. They are by different holidays. So you can take a screenshot of that if you like. There's Labor Day, Columbus Day, Veterans Day, Pilgrims, Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving has a lot more with it. The Christmas Story and the Wise Men, Christmas Traditions, Christmas Songs and Carols, and Christmas Bells. So the Christmas one is a full, what I would call a unit study. And there's one on recycling, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, Groundhog's Day, Valentine's Day, President's Day, Colors, which is probably the one about, the color words. Easter Story, which I'm really looking forward to, and Easter Traditions, and then Memorial Day. I went through Pinterest the other day, and I was looking for Easter things. I want to do a Christ-centered Easter. And I'm showing you different things. Here's a listening story with comprehension questions for Christmas. Composition is there. But I wanted to find something for Easter because I want Easter to be a Christian holiday for my children. And I found stuff, obviously. You can find all kinds of stuff. And I could have printed off a million different things. And I did actually buy something. But I got a little frustrated with how much ink I was using. I'm sorry, but ink is expensive. So I pulled this book and I thought, I think that there was stuff included. And I was not disappointed. There's a full thing in here for Easter and everything is included. You will be learning, there's an Easter hymn in here and everything. So everything you need, even the extra things. Okay, what is this one? President's Day. That one's funny. A craft to do for Lincoln and who is it? Mary Todd Lincoln. So, and some of these extras also include a reader. So when you're looking at the teacher's book, the pages of the reader are also included in the teacher's book. So there's also really nice readers included with these extra lessons, which I thought was just an extra special touch. Here's a picture of a reader for Christmas time. You can see it's also beautiful artwork. While we're on the subject of readers, this is a bunch of the readers. There's still a few more of these that I haven't gotten out yet. The readers start very gently with picture reading. I don't know, there's one famous person that has picture reading before word reading. It escapes me. Montessori or Charlotte Mason, one of them. But anyways, there's a couple of those, these readers that are just picture reading. And so you would talk about what you see and get those juices flowing about turning pages and reading books and things like that. Then they go to what is called a rebus, where you have just a little bit of phonics that they have learned so far, and then they would put a picture in, and so they would read, "It is a nest." Oh, I read that, and that is exactly the reaction that I got from my little girl reading about Hopscotch the bunny. She was excited to be able to read a full sentence that first time. Then the first reader that actually has a lot more, well, it doesn't have a lot more, but you know, they read the whole thing that's included, is here. And this is by week 4. So that is what those look like. There's a lot of them. Okay, there's different artwork for each one. And it's kind of exciting for the kids to, this is one of the families that is carried throughout the characters, that is carried throughout the whole curriculum. The different art is kind of fun and exciting. You don't know what you're gonna read that week and see. So you've got cartoon, you've got, this looks like a crayon drawing. They're just different. A different artist is working on these books every time, it looks like. So here's one about the cat, and they're just fun and very sweet. And I've said before that it's very Christian. This is obviously Moses in the basket, Moses in the bulrushes, and this is, looks like actual drawings, paintings done beautifully. So, and then there's some that have just pictures. I picked up the pig one. Nice. So, but actual pictures of real piggies there. And so, yes, and here's the characters. More pictures. This is a claymation one, I guess, right? Isn't that what you call that? I don't know, you can tell me. So we enjoyed that, and my little girl enjoyed, what are we going to read this week? Readers come once a week. You always have a review lesson, and then you have the reader. So reading day is a big deal. Not that, I mean, we read every day, somewhat in that, and then we have the mini books every day, but the actual readers come once a week. So let's see, we just finished reading The Train Ride. That was a really good one. So you can see, let me open a page, you can see by lesson in the 120s is where we are, what they are reading. There is partner reading. So the smaller font is the teacher. So that would be you. And then the children are expected to read that. We were learning compound words by this time. So that's why those were in different colors there. This is a Christmas one. So you are coming to that one there. One other thing I wanted to show you, other thing I wanted to show you was these are the extra pages for handwriting called Right Now. These were a little too much to put with the curriculum when the curriculum told me to put them in, you know. So I put these away for a while, and now she's going back. We're looping back through and working on those. She was not ready to do more than what was included already on the worksheet. So this is already included on the worksheet, as you can tell, you can see. So really, you don't really need those extras, but it did come in the kit, and I just saved them, and now we're doing some extra practice. I did take out one whole week to show you so that we could just look at some of these things. This one was about the post office. So here we're talking about mailing packages, getting the mail. So this is lesson 16. Okay, so we would have your heritage studies things or your science things are on the first side, and then you would flip it and do your handwriting and a little bit of phonics, reviewing your letter for that day. And then there would be one more page for that day, and that would be more independent. You've already taught it, and now you can more quickly just let them go through their phonics that day. So this is the letter H. My little girl circled everything in yellow, which doesn't show up. It worked for that day. So that's how those lessons worked. And here is a composition. What would you put in a package if you were going to send a package? She narrated what she wanted and then drew her little picture. So that is the curriculum in a nutshell. I did put there's the flashcards. I did put them in a little zipper thing. And that is it in a nutshell. And we have really enjoyed it. What else can I tell you? If you have any more questions, put them down below. Give me a subscribe. Give me a thumbs up over here. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.